Welcome to the Real Agents of Change podcast series. And this is a special episode that has to do with the Community Foundation collaboration. And our newest rock star is Karin. And Karin, I would love to hear, our viewers would love to hear, what makes you a real agent of change?
Hi, Tammy. Thank you very much for asking that and taking the time to do this interview. Since I was a young adult, I have volunteered my time and given to different causes, but I've always been, busy surviving, working. And so I had limited time to do these things. And when I became a real estate agent 7 years ago, I started to try to look for ways that I could give back to the community while still making a living and not trying to sell more things. And so this was just so exciting when I heard it. I was just enamored by it. And it just hit home for me that I can be offering something to all these nonprofits, especially since some friends and I just recently started a nonprofit of our own. We realize how hard it is, how difficult it is to raise money. And so this was just perfect. It just fell in my lap at the right time, and so I'm very happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
Well, when I saw it 3 years ago, I knew that there were other realtors like me who wanted to make a difference in the community, and they would see this as a conversation starter, a way to give back, not just to 1 or 3 or 5 nonprofits, but all of them. Now, what is your marketplace?
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Really, yeah, mostly all of Mesa County, but mainly Grand Junction.
And who are the ones that you really want to bless with the information about how they can 6 times their donations from the same donors they already have? Who are those folks?
Well, I want to start with my local nonprofits, like the churches. I've always been involved with church, and I know how much good they can do, and I know that they can benefit from this. And also a lot of organizations that help the homeless. And so I want to reach out to all of those, and that's on the local level. And then on a national and global level, I would love to reach out to Convoy of Hope and Samaritan's Purse and organizations like that that help people who are going through different hardships with disasters and so forth.
When you talk about the homeless, about a month ago, there was a building donated in St. Paul, Minnesota, 8-story building, 100,000 square feet, and it was donated to help with the homeless situation. So these donations are happening nationwide, large and small. What else would you like your nonprofit friends to know about what we're doing here?
Well, it's just this organization, Tammy, that you've created is just amazing because you have made it so easy for the nonprofits to be able to accept real estate as a donation. And you've made it easy for the donors. And that alone, I mean, it's such an untapped source for the nonprofits and charities. It's just really exciting. And I hope that we can go from that 2% that's now donated to much, much more. And so I am excited to help do that.
Well, all we have to do is tell people, and the 2% that you're mentioning is $9 billion that's donated to nonprofits every year through gifts of real estate. But that $9 billion is only 2% of what they're bringing in, when 43% of our wealth as a nation is held in real estate. And, we have made this easy and risk-free, and the nonprofit doesn't take the real estate. They just benefit from the proceeds. So I always love to find out a little something new about our rock stars. So tell me something about you that has nothing to do with your work or where you're from. What are you passionate about?
On a personal level, I'm passionate about exploring, camping. I love to go camping. I love to go jeeping. I'm not, crazy about the big rocks and stuff, but I love to just go out and explore, just get lost in the mountains and just appreciate nature. I love doing that with my friends. And
I do too. Have you been over to Sedona?
no, not yet. I'm from New
Sure.
York via Utah, so I'm just exploring this part of the world the last, I guess, 4 or 5 years. So making my way around.
Yeah, well, I do hope that you see Sedona, and of course, where you're at is so beautiful in and of itself. You could spend years just checking out the mountains, the Rocky Mountains where you are. And speaking of that, tell us a little bit about your marketplace. Where is your where do you do business, and who do you normally do business with? Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Well, we're on the Western Slope, and I'm with EXP Realty, which is just amazing. It's an agent-owned company, and it's just gives so much to the agents, so much education and support. And I just love working with all the other EXP agents. And I love rehabbing. I've rehabbed some homes, and I always seem to end up with the homes that need help, the hard to sell homes. So I love doing that. And also I work a lot with seniors and people that are downsizing, or people that are just moving into the state. I get a lot of clients just coming from other places because it's always been a reasonable cost of living here compared to a lot of other places. So,
well, I can certainly see why they work with you. You've got a big heart. You got a beautiful, gentle, reserved, quiet soul, and I appreciate that, because I'm the total opposite, and sometimes we need a little bit of the balance in our lives. So I appreciate you being with us. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers who are going to be learning about charitable gifting of real estate through you and with us?
well, just that this is just an amazing opportunity, and I hope people will investigate it and take advantage of it. I mean, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. It's just information. And so it's there if people are interested in it. And thank you for creating this vehicle to do this. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Well, when I learned about it 3 years ago, I knew that there were nonprofits that needed it and realtors who would want to bring it to the world. I could hear you in the back of my head. Help us, help our nonprofits.
Well, thank you.
It's wonderful to have you. And friends, if you're watching this video and you're a friend of Karen's, or you need to be a friend of Karen's, please feel free to reach out to her. We are always wanting to educate. To Karen's point, this has nothing to do with selling or convincing. This is about education and information. And for the right property owners, it is a blessing to give their real estate. They don't have to give the full amount, and it doesn't have to be free of a mortgage. We can pay off mortgages, and there's a lot to it. And we're happy to give you that information. And we want you to know, nonprofits, it is risk-free for you. And there's no money out of pocket for you to have donations of real estate facilitated on your behalf that total $600,000 on average from one donation. So there you have it, another fabulous human being on the planet who wants to make money, making a difference, who wants to have a win-win-win that benefits the nonprofit, the donor, the realtor, the whole community. The Real Agents of Change. Thank you, Karin, for being a part of the Rockstar community. And we want to invite everyone to stay tuned for the next episode, where we always have these fabulous people that you need to meet. Bye-bye, everybody.